Lee Lovell and his wife Emma were both stabbed in their own home the night after Christmas. Emma didn't survive and Lee is heartbroken. He spoke to Pippa Bradshaw about waking up to a nightmare.
A couple in love, stealing a morning at the beach together just before Christmas. This is one of the last photos Lee has with his wife Emma.
These past few years, we were living in Sydney for a while, but we moved back to Brisbane, and just our relationship and our family group was just getting better and better.
The couple who moved to Australia from the UK 11 years ago with their two daughters were living their Aussie dream.
We both discussed that, Australia was the better choice for our family and to raise our kids here. But I'm really starting to doubt that at the moment, so.
That was all shattered on Boxing Day when two teens allegedly broke into their home and murdered Emma while she tried to protect her family.
It felt like it was over in 30 seconds, but they'd run off and then reality started to set in, so yeah.
It was just after 11:30 on Boxing Day night when Lee says he and Emma were woken by their dogs and an alert from their security system telling them the front door was open.
We just bolted to our bedroom door and opened it, and two people were there. It was a major shock. It was terrifying, to be honest,
It's alleged the two teens, armed with knives, then confronted the Lovells, spilling out onto the front lawn before the alleged offenders fled on foot.
When did you realise that Emma wasn't going to survive her injuries?
Well, I didn't. I thought she was, because I suppose the work the paramedics were doing at the time, I know she didn't have a pulse, but then they said they'd got a pulse back.
Lee was allegedly stabbed in the back, arm and stomped on. He was wheeled into an ambulance and told Emma would be following him.
It wasn't till, I don't know, a couple of hours later, I don't know, and then the hospital I was told. So, yeah, it was a major shock, to be honest, yeah.
Lee then had the heartbreaking job to tell his teenage daughters their mother wouldn't be coming home.
I think she said something about, "Where's Mummy?" And I'm like, "We need to talk." And they just broke down.
Emma and Lee, along with their daughters, have lived in this home since 2018, and up until 2 nights ago, Lee says they never felt unsafe. He says he had no idea the alleged offenders lived in a halfway house on the same street.
I'm pretty shocked. I just thought it was just families lived in our area.
Two teens aged 17 have now been charged with murder, attempted murder and break and enter in the gutter outside the home where the teens were arrested, the Northside gang tag. It's believed both alleged offenders were out on bail and should have been under curfew from 7 p.m. Russell and Anne Field know the Lovell family's grief more than you'd ever wish to. Their son Matt and wife Kate, along with their unborn child, were killed when a drunk and drugged teen crashed into them in a stolen car.
I'm angry, but I'm also just devastated for the family, what they're going through, because unless you've been in this situation, you don't know what it's like. Sorry. It's just so hard to keep going every day.
The call's now louder than ever for the government to get tough on youth crime.
Go and round them all up and lock them up. Everybody hopes the government will do something about it. If the laws are working as they keep on saying they are, things like this wouldn't continue to happen.
We're not the only family to be affected by this, and things need to change,
Today, the police minister, Mark Ryan, standing by the system.
Our youth bail laws are the strongest in the nation.
Zero comfort for the Lovell family, who say not strong enough as they remember a beloved mother whose girls were her world.
Just got to be strong for my kids now, our kids, so.
How are they coping?
They've had some good friends around recently, yesterday. I think they're trying to take their mind off it.
She was there for everyone. She was humble, she was She was just there and supportive. She didn't want limelight. She didn't want to be the middle of everything. She just wanted to be there for everybody.
Chris Jones rushed to the house on Monday night after a panicked call from his best mate Lee.
Just devastating. I mean, you see Lee and the girls who are with us at the moment. I don't think you need to think too hard how they are. It's just not sank in.
Chris and his family spent Christmas with the Lovells at the beach. Not a clue in the world what was about to unfold.
It was a lovely day, but you don't think it's going to be your last you all spend together.
This photo too, taken on Christmas Eve, a tradition for the Lovell family to go out to breakfast together. Now just a bittersweet memory they won't get again.
And just the four of us being together, just another care in the world, just being happy with each other. So I think that's what I want to remember for.
Emma's family is flying in from the UK tonight, while North Lakes residents have launched a petition calling for repeat offenders not to be granted bail.